that's going to make him perfect? Is there a law that a person can keep that's going to make him perfect? Amen? See, certain things I do with an end in mind. If I pass enough classes, I get a degree. If I buy 9 sandwiches, I get the 10th one free. Amen? And some people, maybe even in the back of their minds, but they hold to this mentality that if I do it enough, I make it to heaven. If I do it enough, I'll make it to heaven. That's why Sunday morning becomes so sacred. Why? Because God commanded us to be here on Sunday morning. God said, don't forsake the assembly. The way I read my Bible, that's how it's presented. God said. Amen? So this is holy and sanctified. Amen? This is, I know. But we got to get through this part. This becomes holy and sanctified. Right? We're here now because it's a sacred event. We're here now because this is an expression of my faith. We're here now because this pleases God. We're here now because we're obedient to God. Amen? Now, what makes this Sunday, where I have to be here as part of my salvation, different than that Sunday when I went to my family reunion and I didn't go to church? Why was that Sunday different than this Sunday? Do we get holy off day Sundays? That work is not what does it. Amen? Now please understand what I am not saying. I'm not releasing anybody from what they know to be right in the Lord. Amen? What I am trying to do is to take off the false sense of thus saith the Lord that doesn't belong on rituals. Does that make sense? Some people will be in a church every Sunday morning of their natural lives and have absolutely no relationship with Christ. Amen? I used to have a friend named Sean Guillory. Sean Guillory came over my house. We've been friends all through high school, but when we were seniors, we started getting a little closer. And we kind of got closer by default. And what I mean is, most of my friends were always older than me. And so by the time I got to be a senior, most of my friends were gone. He was left. Right? And so we kind of hung out. And Sean would come over to the house, and then Sean found out how good of a cook my mom was. Right? So Sean showed up pretty regularly. And after a while, my mom said, why that boy keep coming over here? She wasn't mad. She just wanted to know, is everything okay at his house? Why? He's here all the time, just like you. But he don't have a relationship with me that you have. It makes sense to me when you come home, you mine. It makes a little less sense to me that somebody else's keeps coming over here. Amen? Amen? And that same thing, there are going to be some people who keep going to somebody else's daddy's house Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, and no relationship is there. Amen? Amen? It's not the ritual. It's not the ceremony. It's not the emptiness of the action without the commitment and the motivation that should drive the action in the first place. Is that all right? Is that all right? Don't you know that people have marriages of convenience? Don't you know that people have marriages where they get paid to marry somebody so that person can get a green card? All kind of people go to the altar and have a marriage. Now that doesn't destroy the actual sanctity of marriage itself. They're making a mockery of it. There's nothing wrong with the people who are doing it for real and doing it for the right reasons. They're making a mockery of it. Amen? Don't they look just the same? Now, when somebody's in suspicion over there, here comes the lawkeeper. Let me look around your house to see if you guys look like you're really married. Amen? Just like the cult leader. Let me make sure you're doing the things that I think you're supposed to be doing to say that you're a follower of God. Amen? But way back here, Christ is looking at all these people who are practicing a religious system and saying, I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is going to set you free from the restraints of that system so that you can really be in relationship with me and you won't be a slave to that system. We got to be real. Because at some point, the realness of our relationship is going to help us get out of the fakeness of our relationship, and we have to keep getting more and more real with each other. Sometimes church is a drag. And I'm being polite, because most of the time, church is a drag. Church is boring. Sometimes church is a burden. It's early in the morning. I can't do nothing late on Saturday night because I got to get up on certain Sunday morning. He preaches too long. They sing too slow. We don't even sit by each other. The burden of church becomes too much for religious people because we're dedicated to a system and we're not dedicated to our God, and being dedicated to our God is going to help us be dedicated to each other. I don't come to church. I come to hang out with Larry and Carl and Willie and all my people. It's a family event. And when I look around and I see John's not here, I'm like, where is John? I had to go back there and text John. You okay? Because you're not where the family comes. This is our family thing. Amen? Amen? And if we are one of the people, see, some of us come here and our presence is felt overwhelmingly. And when we're not here, our absence is felt overwhelmingly, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Some of us come here and it doesn't make a difference at all that we're here. And we slip out, and it doesn't make a difference that we're not here, and that's not what family's supposed to be. There's a reason he said, don't forsake the assembling of yourselves together. Nobody ever said, don't forsake the assembly. It's the assemblers that make the assembly. You got to make a difference here. Every single person has to make a difference here. Nobody can be anonymous here. Nobody can be silent here in a way that makes no impact on anybody else. You should have an effect on the person sitting next to you, and not just because it's your spouse. You have to have an impact on your brothers and sisters. We have to decide that we are the family of God. We are the light of the world. We are the salt of the earth, and we get the encouragement to be a team here together. We get the pep up that we need to be a team here together, and we come to church to do something. We don't come in just to clock in and clock out to prove we did our holy duty. Amen. Do our holy duty. Now this is the preacherism. I'll give you this one. You know what kind of gets me? When I'm sitting up here because I'm supposed to be reverent, and I'm hoping that somebody responds, because this is an important time, because I'm going to preach my little heart out. Just hoping somebody comes down front. Please get baptized today. Please come confess so we can feel better about somebody. You know what I mean? Now, and I'm doing that in life, but it really is a serious time. It's a serious time. It's the time that we dedicate for people to really start doing some self-examination and to say, you know what? I need to commit more. You know what? I need to give something up. You know what? I need to ask for prayer because I know I'm not strong enough to do it myself. And here I am embodying that. This is reverence, right? I'm embodying that. But out of the side of my eye, I got to watch somebody who says, I don't care about nobody's soul. I got to go.